ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे Hare Krishna. So we will continue our discussion on purpose purports. There are some nice points in the purports actually we have not discussed. Yeah, some question Mathaji, we didn't start only.
No question, Prabhuji. Actually, yesterday I waited for 15 minutes, but your call was not on. So I had to log out. I don't know if I missed something. That's why I just raised my hand.
Yeah, we had after that also.
Oh,
Until 9:20 yesterday. You can hear this recording. There was some question answers. We were having some question answers on the same topic which I was discussing yesterday. That how I just repeat just to remember, like if we don't accept things, na, that always causes pain. So that pain we share with others in the family,
I
other
wanted to
people
know,
around
but
us. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
was the main point of discussion: how the pain is experienced and how we learn to accept. Even accepting is explained by outside people also, but they cannot do it for a long time because they don't understand why I need to accept. Say if I say like okay, this is life, you accept, they don't know why, but we can give the answer why, because Krishna wanted, so it becomes very easy for us. Okay, Krishna wanted like that, okay, let it be. But for them, the Krishna factor, it becomes very difficult for them to accept why. So this is the greatest advantage devotees have. This is this is what I was discussing.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, every time we have this question, we need to know that this is what Krishna wanted. So things are very easy for us. And like our sadhana also helps us to accept the things in that way. For outside people, they get pain, and what happens is that they suppress. They try to say, okay, I have to accept, they suppress, and that ends up in various diseases for them, like Parkinson and all these things, or any mental psychosomatic diseases, are all because of they are suppressing them because they think there is no option. But for us, we need not suppress. We accept, we digest it because we know it's Krishna wanted it. Let it be. For us, that is the advantage. So that was our point of discussion. Okay. Yes, Gail Mataji.
Hi, I'm Hare Krishna. I'm starting early. Yeah, I just feel like it's so important to say here, though, that yes, we accept it because Krishna wants it, but if we just say that we accept it because Krishna wants it, it just sounds like we should go through life passively, not making any endeavor to try to make our situation more favorable for going through Krishna consciousness more peacefully. Just anything that happens to us crosses our path, we should just passively accept it. It can sound like that, no?
Yeah. That was yesterday we discussed that also, that we make endeavor, not that we are making endeavor, but we don't do prayasa. We don't do over endeavors, which is not conducive for our sadhana and our bhakti. A little bit of whatever is needed, just the needful we will try to do. And if it does not work, we say, okay, let it be. Like in terms of career, health, or family relation, many things are there which we make some endeavor, which is little bit is needed to settle it. But if it does not settle, then we accept it as it is what Krishna wanted. Not that we are not doing any endeavor, we are making endeavors for health sometimes. We discuss some examples today, so it's like that. We make an endeavor, but we have to. So at least for big things that is there, but small things are there in life, what I gave examples, like we have to accept them. And sometimes that reminds us again and again, Arey, why this mistake was done, why this mistake was done. Say, okay, let it be. We should forgive ourselves also many times. We should forgive others also. And for small things, we have to let things go and make our life, especially when chanting, We should be able to, if we are able to hear the holy name and nothing else, that means our life is going little good. When we are sitting for chanting, if we are able to hear the holy name without any distraction, that means we are not taking any much endeavors. I mean, not over endeavor is not done. We can make little endeavors. Over endeavor means when we sit for chanting, we are not able to hear the holy name. So many thoughts are there, is some problem that time.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
One test I am giving. Yeah, there is a question: are gunas are changeable? Gunas, we cannot change gunas. Means there are different way. This question is different levels. Like guna in terms of my nature, I cannot change, but I can change my activities. Like say, I am waking up early morning and chanting, reading, hearing. So I am doing activities of mode of goodness. But as such, my swabhava, my original nature, I cannot change. Say I am very passionate person, I'm very sattvic person, or I'm very tamasic person. In general, I remain like that. But I try to keep my habits in goodness, which is favorable to Krishna consciousness. But what happens is default, it always goes in the direction of tamoguna and rajoguna. But as much as possible, we try. As such, overall guna, it is not possible. We will, till the end of our life, we remain like this. But what is changed is we try to change our, with the association of devotees, we try to change some little bit of our habits, which are, it takes endeavor. Like, say, if I am a Sattva person, then for me, waking up morning and doing these things will be very easy. But for a Tamoguna person, it is quite difficult. But both of them have to do the activities. In that way, we are trying to hold our gunas. But as such, the nature, say, I am very extrovert, or I'm introvert, or I'm very aggressive, or I'm very short tempered, that things are not easily changed. It remains for a long time. Till end of life also it remains for people. Like, because we are born with the yes, Nataji. Oh, yes, Nataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so it just seems, therefore, that, if we have a rajasic or a tamasic nature, then in our endeavor to perform Krishna consciousness, then it seems by what you're saying that we can only look forward to a lifetime or lifetimes of intense struggle, even though we are on this bhakti, pure bhakti yoga path. It just seems very, there's like, that's what we have to look forward to, is like a lot of struggle if our basic modes are, we're stuck with.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And that is seen also. People who are born in cities and people who come from the village background. For people who are from village background, for them it is more easy to practice things than city, because they are grown up in a very passionate environment. For them it becomes quite struggle. They say, because they have to overcome many of these other avocations and distractions which they are grown up. They are grown up a passionate environment, so passion is so much for them. And people who are in ignorance, for them also it is so struggle, till they struggle for many years. That's why we see, after 20 years also, after 30 years also. Yeah, because it does not go so easily. They have, that is always very just behind them only. So it does not leave them so easily. They have to struggle. And somebody who has done very intense, for them it becomes little easy. Like, I was having one friend, he's no more. He left his body in an accident. He used to chant 32 rounds every day, and all rounds walking only. Even Gayatri also used to walk and chant. I said, why are you doing Gayatri, also walking and chanting Gayatri and walking and chanting 32 rounds? He said, I have so much passion that if I sit, I sleep, or I cannot focus. So he has to walk only. Means he is born up in a Western body, is a Russian actually. Then what happened is, for him it is so much passion, and he was very sincere, and he struggled. And maybe Krishna took him to give him a better facility, but he was struggling. So like that, many devotees just struggle for many years. And we see also, after devotees so many years, they behave in a particular way. They say, "Arey, this person always behaves like this." Yes, because it is his nature is like that. It does not go so easily. Krishna want it will change, but it's not so easy.
So then, therefore, I'm looking for a little hope here, Prabhu. So when Krishna, he knows obviously what our nature is, and he sees our struggle. So considering our nature, does he then cut us some slack, and say, well, here this person is struggling so hard, despite their nature. So I wonder if it's his inclination to give them, progress, what I mean? Like commensurate with somebody who doesn't have those challenges. You know what I'm saying? Like the squirrel versus the powerful monkey type thing.
Yeah. Now the point is not need not change. You can be like that and become a pure devotee. Like Arjuna is not like Bhima. Bhima is not like Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir is not like Nakula and Sahadev. And nobody is like Draupadi. Everybody has their own way, and everybody is pure devotee of Krishna. So it does not that you have to change yourself. You can be what you are. You can remain a pure devotee and please Krishna and go back home back to God. It is not going to there are some things which are not conducive that we should not do. If I have certain nature, I just have to see, dovetail it in Krishna consciousness, and try to develop attraction for Krishna, and then go back, come back to God. Of course, all the good qualities of demigods are manifested in a devotee. He will be kind, generous, and what he was, all the good qualities will come eventually. But the overall nature, it can be like that, and you can go back, come back to God. But the struggles which we do, like say I am affected by lower modes of passion and ignorance, that struggle when we are doing, Krishna helps eventually. He just wants us to show our sincerity in that struggle, that okay, I really want to come out of it, Krishna, and please help me. I know it is wrong, I am not able to overcome it, but I am trying to make an endeavor. So when we make an endeavor, Krishna reciprocates. He also sees our struggle and he says, okay, this person really want to come out of it. He helps. And it's the lower natures will go away, but overall our personality, what I am, that can remain like that, and I can be a pure devotee also.
Yeah, okay. I got a little confusion with this last sentence. How is it that we simultaneously have lower natures and you say we can overcome, or what did you say?
Like
Yes,
now,
we have our lower nature.
Bhima,
Huh?
if you say Bhima and Yudhishthir, Bhima is very, very aggressive. He says, no, you kill Ashwatthama. This fellow is going to do it again. And whereas Yudhishthir and Draupadi are saying, no, 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 forgive him. So if you see, there is completely different. There, one is telling you kill, one is telling you don't do it. So they have
Yeah.
different. But it is not that Bhima is. If it looks, it's like a very passionate person, and Yudhishthir is very passive, and Arjuna is like in between. He's like he is active. It's not like that. It is. It's not because of mode of ignorance. Yudhishthir in ignorance, Bhima in passion, Arjuna in goodness. It is not like that. Even though three of them, they are all pure devotees of Krishna, but all the three things work. So similarly for us also, it's not that we everybody has mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. If I am in ignorance, ignorance is needed also for us. Otherwise, we cannot get sleep. If I want to sleep, I need ignorance. Everybody needs ignorance. Everybody needs passion. They have to work something. Everybody needs goodness. The degree varies. But sometimes what happens, these things are too heavy for us. Like say, I have so much of ignorance, which is not conducive for my Krishna conscious. So there I had to make a struggle to overcome that lower nature, and eventually we have to come to a very mode of goodness platform where I practice nicely. Everybody has to come to at least on a practice level. It should all be in goodness. Otherwise, we will not be able to practice. Waking up early morning is compulsory for everyone. Chanting, hearing Bhagavatam is compulsory for everyone. So that goodness activity we will do in general. But there is some part where there is the overall programming of us need not be changed. Like say what there are two levels. See, one level is at a practice level. Practice level is common. Everybody should do that much. And that I had to struggle. Based on my nature, my struggle will vary. If I am goodness, I don't have any struggle. But there is another level which is much more settler, which is at see, one is at the level of vrittis, one is at the level of sanskaras. At the level of sanskaras, we cannot change. But at the level of vritti, we can change. There is samskaras, vasanas, and vrittis. There are three levels. Sanskaras and vasanas are very, very subtle, which cannot be changed. But vritti can be changed, which is the third level. So this I have discussed in our classes on how to burn karma also. In the second topic I have discussed in second or third class, what is vasana, sanskara, vrittis. So only place where we can change, we have an option is at the level of vrittis, not at the
Those
level
are thoughts.
of
Thoughts, right? Ritti's thoughts.
thought process.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Because if you are born like see, this person is born, he's born like that only. It is not going to change much. Is that the personality? He's like that only. He will be like that whole life. But we can change at the level of vritti, and some practices we can keep ourselves, which will help us to have a mode of goodness life. That much we can do. We eat only prasadam, we only engage in Krishna conscious activities. That things we can change because that is at our thought also. Because we associate, that will change.
Okay, so like somebody like Bhima, he's dominated by the more like obsessive modes. So a person like him, okay, maybe here and there throughout the day, he might be able to do some mode of goodness activities, but he won't be able to maintain mode of goodness activities for the most part of the day, something like that.
Because they are Kshatriyas. Kshatriya, they will be in mix of passion and ignorance, passion and goodness. Vaishyas are passion and ignorance. So they will be doing like that activity, but they are also pure devotees. It's not, they will not be affected by modes later on. Once they have started practicing, they will be free from these modes. They their nature looks like that they are passionate, but they are not passionate. They are doing for pleasure of Krishna. So it's not that Bhima is a very passionate person. He's doing it for pleasure of Krishna, but he will do in that style only. And that is his style of doing to please Krishna. He says, for me, I will do something like Prabhupada is working so hard, traveling and all. It's not because of passion. Prabhupada is doing because he has love for Krishna. That's how. Because you say, Array, this person does not stop only. He's every day 7 programs Prabhupada used to give in India. It looks like very passionate. Here, there. You are running like a businessman or some other materialistic person. No, it is for pure love for Krishna he is doing. So, activity, it looks like that only. So, and then Jagannath Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj is sitting at one place and chanting, and Bakshi Das Maharaj is traveling around and preaching. Both are pure devotees. So it is. Some people may be happy, sitting and chanting and reading. Some people go around and preach. Some people do some services because that suits what they can do for Krishna. So all are pure devotees. It's not because he's doing menial services, he's in mode of ignorance, he's a Shudra. No, it's not like that.
Or can you say that the pure devotees, what they do is they engage the modes in Krishna's service? Is that a correct way of saying?
No. They engage the nature in Krishna service, not modes. They're not affected by modes.
But their nature is comprised of. Is their nature not comprised of modes?
Their nature, we can say it looks like comprised of modes, but the motivation is love. That's why it is not by Mahamaya, that is Yogamaya.
Okay.
It's controlled by Yogamaya. Modes are Mahamaya, and
Yeah.
they are in Yogamaya category.
Yeah, but even conditioned souls, right? When we are trying to engage our nature in Krishna's service, right? I'm a conditioned soul, and I have a particular, nature that's dominated by a particular mode of nature. So when I try to engage that nature in Krishna's service, let's say mode of passion, I'm trying to manage Krishna's temples or something like that. I mean, what do you call that then?
Yeah, to the degree we are changing, to the degree we will be free from the modes. If we are able to develop that love for Krishna and we are very conscious about our activity, that time we are free from the modes. Even now also, when we are sitting and we are peacefully chanting, unaffected by and hearing the holy name and attending the kirtan or reading Bhagavatam and completely focused into it, then even now also we can be free from the effect of moods. So to the degree, but other time of the day, I am after the class is over, the passion starts for me, and sometime in daytime you get ignorance affected. So we get affected by moods. But to the degree I am consciously doing, I can be free from the moods. Even now also it is possible.
And at that time, we're controlled by Yoga Maya?
Yeah.
Actually?
Yes. Which potency is there, we'll that's why we experience that spiritual bliss. You are in temple, all kirtan, guru puja, mangalarti, and completely focused in it. We experience that spiritual bliss. That is not material, it is spiritual.
Okay, so there's vacillation for us throughout the day. Yoga Maya, Mahamaya, Yoga Maya, Mahamaya, like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Well, means we get affected because our conditioning is there. If I say, okay, whole day Bhagavatam class, then people will be upset. Is it? Browsing just to give some break. We will be affected by tamoguna. We want to take rest. So it is not possible for us. Slowly, slowly, and after the stage of nishta, then completely a person can be fixed and it becomes easy for him. And it's natural, and then it's in yoga maya more and more.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hope I clarified. Yeah, this is actually I wanted to complete 10 shlokas today. But
Tomorrow I will ask nothing.
no. This is good because it clarifies. No, that's for me also. It is. If somebody is asking question, you become very enthusiastic. We come into mode of goodness, sir. It is good. Whatever we are understanding, our understanding also will improve if there is a discussion on this. So we'll just do few shlokas today, and because there are 40 and we are in the half, and we have one more chapter per second canto. And what happens is Vishnu Chakra Thakur's purport, they are small and Prabhupada's are big, so I have to be little quick sometimes. So now Lord is wishing Brahma. Varam varaya badram te varesham mahabhivanchitam brahmacharyam parishramya pumsa mahad darshana badi. He says, I wish you good luck. O Brahma, you may ask for me, the giver of all benedictions, all that you have desire. You may know that the ultimate benediction as a result of all penance is to see me by realization. This is the purpose. The ultimate realization of Supreme Truth is knowing and seeing face to face the personality of Godhead. Realization of impermanent. So that is the highest understanding. Prabhupada explains. And Manishitanuභavoyam mama lokavalokanam yad upasrishtya rasai cha krata paramam tapah. This is the highest perfectional ingenuity is the personal perception of my abode, and this has been possible because of your submissive attitude in performance of severe penance according to my order. Prabhupada is writing the highest perfectional stage of life is to know the Lord by actual perception by the grace of Lord. This can be attained by everyone who is willing to discharge the acts of devotional service to the Lord as enjoyed in the revealed scripture that are standard and accepted by bona fide acharyas, spiritual masters. This is very important. Lord is ready, that we should be ready to do this devotional service according to the scriptures and acharyas. And Prabhupada is giving the list. What are the acharyas? Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhva, Vishwanath, and all this. These are bona fide. And in that way, we can And proper, right? There are secrets of attaining the highest perfectional stage. Lord Brahma exactly followed these principles without any superiority complex, and thus he attained the highest perfectional stage of experience in the abode of the Lord and the Lord himself with all his paraphernalia. Impersonal realization of the effulgence of Lord's body is not the highest perfectional stage, nor is the stage of Paramatma realization. So this is not the way. So Prabhupada, the word Manishita is significant. Everyone is falsely or factually proud of his so-called learning, but Brahma is very humble here. And pratyadishtam maya tatra tvai karma vimohite tapo me hridayam sakshad atmaham tapasomgaha. O sinless Brahma, you may know from me that it was I who first ordered you to undergo penance when you are perplexed in your duty. Such penance is my heart and soul, therefore, penance and I am non different. Very important shloka. प्रत्यादिष्टं मया तत्र त्वयि काम विमोहितं तपो मे हृदयं साक्षात् आत्माहं tapaso angaha. So Lord is telling, I am the since penance is my heart and soul, and therefore penance and I am not non-different. This is very important for us. Whenever we are doing penance, we can remember this shloka. Lord is telling, it is my heart. So more penance we are doing, more we are becoming closer to the Lord. Because Lord is telling, I am not different from you. So Ekadasi is not different from the Lord. He will be very pleased. Tomorrow is Ekadasi. We we can do the Ekadasi nicely. We should not do Ekadasi feast. We should do Ekadasi fasting. Even festivals is also meant for fasting. It's not feasting. I told this previously also. What happened is devotees used to call new people for festivals. And they thought because new people are coming, they used to make feast for the new people to because they are coming for the first time. They want to give them nice experience. They used to make feast on festivals. But festivals is not for feast. Festivals is for fasting. And in the evening, you take some Ekadasi Prasad, something very light. Whole day bhajan, kirtan, katha. That was festivals. And but what happened is because for new people we make feast, we also eat. So in that way, festivals became feasting. But it is not like that. And Prabhupada is writing, this is very nice purport. The penance by which one can see the personality of Godhead face to face is to be understood as devotional service to the Lord and nothing else, because only by discharging devotional service in transcendental love can one approach the Lord. Such penance is the internal potency of the Lord, is not different from Him. So this penance is the internal potency. Such acts of internal potency are exhibited by non-attachment for material enjoyment. The living entity are encaged in the conditions of metal bondage because of their propensity to overlordship for overlordship. But by engagement in devotional service of Lord, one becomes detached from this enjoying spirit. The devotees automatically become detached from the worldly endowment, and this detachment is the result of perfect knowledge. Therefore, the penance of devotional service includes knowledge and detachment, and this is the manifestation of transcendental potency. So nice. So, penance of devotional service is both knowledge and detachment. Both will come on its own only. वासुदेवे भगवती भक्ति योग प्रयोग जनयति आसु वैराग्यम ज्ञानम च दहितम ज्ञानम and vairagyam, and that is the manifestation of transcendental potency. That means when we start doing it, we get both detachment and separately we need not do. It's a penance we have to do in devotional penance. And Prabhupada is writing nicely, one cannot enjoy material illusory prosperity if he desires to return home back to Godhead. That means we should not aspire for material prosperity. It is not conducive for. We may have that as our samskaras, but it should not be our desires. I have this tendency to acquire more and get more facilities, more nice gadgets and all. But I know this is not actually what I want exactly. This is somehow my nature is there. I'm doing it, but I should know that this is not What is important here, when I'm acquiring these objects also, when I'm acquiring good house, good facilities, good all these things, the underlying point should always be clear, that we should be very clear that I cannot be happy with these things. That should be always in the back of mind. I cannot be happy with metal things. I cannot be happy with metal things. If this is in the back of mind, then it becomes easy. Yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, he was eager for Raghunath Das Goswami's. When he was eating that, that is actually spoiled rice. Raghunath Das Goswami wash it, and in between whatever is good he used to eat. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and he was eating that. Lord Chaitanya is not tasting the food. Lord Chaitanya is tasting his penance. So it is said that Mahaprabhu or Bhakta, they are very, very eager, because underline, even I am having some material facility, I purchased a good house, good car, good things, but back of mind, this should be always there, that this will not give me happy. I will be happy only with Krishna. I will be happy when I'm sitting and peacefully chanting, and I'm without any distraction, I am able to hear the holy name. That will make me happy. Without any distraction, I'm completely absorbed in hearing Bhagavatam. That will make me happy. Without any distraction, completely absorbed in service of devotees and Krishna, that will make me happy. So this is, these three things we should have faith. That's all. Any other thing we should not have faith in. Array, maybe if I have this 3 BHK villa in my list of things, maybe that will make me happy. No, 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 no. We should delete it. Means at least we can have the list of items, but in front of it, that happiness should be deleted. Happiness is only with Krishna. That should be very clearly understood for us. And then what happens is, even if the things come also, we continue praying to Krishna, that Krishna, I know this is won't work, but somehow I am doing it. But please help me to come out of this conditioning. Please help me remove my faith on these things. Let me be have exclusively faith on you. And even when some difficulties come in life, also we know, yes, it won't work anyway in this metal world. That is already clearly told by Krishna. So how can I expect something better in this world? This is Dukkhala Mashashan, Krishna already told. I cannot expect much. What works is, if I sincerely chant the holy name and take shelter of Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Prabhupada is writing this very nicely. One who has no information of transcendental bliss in the association of lords foolishly desire to enjoy this temporary material happiness. That's all. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that if someone sincerely want to see the Lord and at the same time want to enjoy this material world, he is considered to be fool only. So it is not possible to, we cannot put uh, one leg on each boat. One who wants to remain here in this material world for material enjoyment has no business entering into the eternal kingdom of God. The Lord favors such a foolish devotee by snatching all that he may possess in the material world. Lord, he is snatching if he is sincerely performing bhakti and also keep some attachment in the material world, and in between he asks the Lord, maybe I want this, I want that. Lord will not give also, but he will may take whatever you have also. Lord says, Arey, he is Murkha, but I am not like that. I know what is good for him, so he takes away. If such a foolish devotee of the Lord tries to recoup his position, then the merciful Lord again snatches away all that he may have possessed. By such repeated failures in material prosperity, he becomes very unpopular with his family members and friends. In the material world, the family members and friends honor persons who are very successful in accumulating wealth and by any means. The foolish devotee of Lord is thus put into forceful penance by the grace of the Lord, and at the end, the devotee becomes perfectly happy, being engaged in the service of Lord. Therefore, penance in devotional service of Lord, either by voluntary submission or by being forced by the Lord, is necessary for attaining perfection, and thus such penance is the internal potency of the Lord. So here we see that is forced into penance. This is the danger. If you sincerely chant, and this is a warning also in one way, that if you sincerely chant, don't expect anything good in this middle world. Lord will make us forcefully, He will make into penance. And because Lord knows that this is purify the heart, and then the problem is not the penance. The problem is our attachment to this material world. Our attachment to enjoyment is causing the pain. Like say, I am getting some simple rice dal chapati, or I am getting some 24 varieties of food items to eat. Now, because if I am attached to that food, that causes me pain if I don't get it. If I am not attached, any food is okay for me because I am not attached to it. So the pain is not because of Lord is taking away. Pain is because of my attachment to it. And Lord is taking away mercifully because He knows this won't work for you. He is not understanding, but He's sincerely chanting. So it is not the object that causes pain, it is the acceptance in the heart. If I accept, anyway, it don't work for me. So let it be happy. Like say somebody got the doctor told him not to eat some items because it is not good for health. But the person is so attached to it, it becomes very difficult. If like lot doctor says don't take Karela for me, anyway, I don't like much. That is okay, no problem. Fine with me. So it is attachment that is causing the pain. Otherwise, penance is not problem. For people who are detached in the enjoyment, they feel more excited. If you tell penance, they say yes. So Prabhupada right. One cannot, however, be engaged in penance in the penance of devotional service without being completely free from all sins. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, only a person who is completely free from all reactions of sin can engage himself in the worship of the Lord. Brahmaji was sinless, and therefore he faithfully discharged the advice of the Lord, Tapa, Tapa. When the Lord, being satisfied with him, awarded him the desired result. Therefore, only love and penance combined can please the Lord, and thus one is able to attain his complete mercy. He directs the sinless, and sinless devotee attains the highest perfection of life. And Srijami Tapas. Okay, we have some questions. Yeah, Chambagratha Mata is telling Radhanath Maharaj, if you cannot change the situation, learn to adjust your consciousness. That is the everybody tells, but they don't know how to do it. For us, it is very easy. Krishna is nicely guiding. Krishna himself is telling, Harishami, Taddanam Shanai. I only take away for a devotee, and we have the story of Avantiba in 11th canto. Yeah, and it is easy to speak, and Krishna gives that time. Now it's really sometime struggle to say, am I? And I know Krishna is going to give for everyone. We should always prepare ourselves. And Radhanan Maharaj says that you may expect, you should expect the most unexpected, and when you expect it, it may never happen. But something which you never expected will happen in Krishna consciousness. And I have seen also. And it I have seen devotees, especially if they want to, they take up very seriously, they go through really struggles. And even like people some situations. Anyway, you all know all these things. So I'll not speak on much on this topic. Srijame tapas vedam grish garshami tapasa punaha vibhram tapasi vishwam Viryam me duscharam tapaha. He says that I created this cosmic by such penance. I maintain it by the same energy and withdraw it all by the same energy. Therefore, the potent power is penance only. So, now what is this penance Lord performed? We'll see. In executing penance, one must be determined to return home back to God and must decide to undergo all types of tribulations for the end. Actually, here penance, because Prabhupada is writing here that is the internal potency. If you see in the previous purport, therefore the penance is devotional service of Lord, either voluntary submission. Uh, the such penance is internal potency of Lord. So when Lord is telling, I created this cosmic by such penance, means by such internal potency. I maintain by the same energy and I withdraw it all by the same energy. Therefore, the potent power is penance only. And here is telling one must be determined to return home back to God and must decide to undergo all types of tribulations for that end. Even for material prosperity, name and fame, one has to undergo severe type of penances. Otherwise, no one can become an important figure in the material world. By then, would there not be severe types of penance for the perfection of devotional service? So that is the very important point. Prabhupada is telling that even to attain something, say if I want to become a prime minister of a country, I need to really work very hard. And then what to speak of becoming an Indra or some other demigod? To get that, so much hard work is there. Then what to speak of getting out of this material world, which is much, much superior post even than that of a Brahma. The resident of Vaikuntha is much superior than even the creator of this universe, Brahma. And easygoing, Prabhupada's writing, this is very nice point. An easygoing life and attainment of perfection in transcendent realization cannot go together. So we cannot have easygoing life and say, "Oh, I came to Krishna, now chalo, relax, I am done with." No, we have to keep struggling. We have to continue to do penance. The Lord is more clever than any living entity. Therefore, he wants to see how painstakingly the devotee is in devotional service. The order is received from the Lord either directly or to the bona fide spiritual master, and to execute that order, however painstakingly, is the severe type of penance. One who follows the principle rigidly is sure to achieve success in attaining Lord's mercy. Very important point. Prabhupada is telling the Lord is more cleverer than any living entity. Therefore, you want to see how painstakingly the devotee is devotional service. So, what is this pain? Pain is to cut that attachment is pain. Otherwise, there is no pain. When pain comes, when there is, if I am losing my mobile, it causes some pain in the heart. Arey, such a costly mobile. I know I lost it. Because that bondage is causing the pain. Bondage with the body causes the pain, with the family, with the house. This is the pain. So that's why Lord is seeing, okay, this fellow is really coming out of this attachment. So he's going through the pain. The Lord gives that knowledge and detachment. He said, okay, I will help you. Now you want to come out. So, and another is we want to execute the order of our spiritual master. And Prabhupada, that's what even when great personalities come, the acharyas, they are actually manjaris on spiritual world also. Spiritual world only. They are also coming and they are also showing struggle. How the Goswami struggled in Vrindavan to establish Vrindavan. What Vrindavan is? It was just a forest. They have to excavate all the holy places. They have to write the books. They have to build the temple. They have to preach. All these things they did in a forest and made it such a beautiful place. Same thing with Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, same thing with Prabhupada. They struggled. Why they have to struggle? Because Krishna wants us to teach. This is how we can perform, we can go back home, back to Godhead. And we have to work very hard. That is very important. One who follows the principles rigidly is sure to achieve success in attaining the Lord's mercy. And now Brahma is speaking here. Brahma Vacha Bhagavan Sarvabhutana. So this is very interesting. Every chapter, na, Brahma will have some prayers for the Lord. This is he is our Acharya, and everywhere he's because every time Lord comes, Brahma gets involved and Brahma offers prayers, and because Brahma has every time he has different realization. Not all the prayers are same. Every time Brahma speaks differently. He has different realization. And highest realization of Brahma is in the 10th canto, 14th chapter, when he is offering prayers to Lord Krishna. So here he is offering prayers to Lord Narayana and Vaikuntha. Bhagavan Sarvabhutanam Adyaksho Astito Guham Veda hi Apatiruddhena Prajnena Chikirshitam. He says, oh, Lord Brahma said, "O personality of Godhead, you are situated in every living entity's heart as the supreme director, and therefore you are aware of all endeavors by your superior intelligence without any hindrance whatsoever." And every purport proper is so nice. He's trying to help us understand a new dimensions of spiritual uh, philosophies, especially pure devotional concepts. We should be, some purports are very, very important. We should try to understand them very deeply. Others, Prabhupada has repeated because we don't forget it. And Prabhupada here says, the Bhagavad Gita confirms the Lord is situated. So here Brahmaji is what is the realization? He's telling you are situated in every living entity's heart as a supreme director, and therefore you are aware of all endeavors by your superior intelligence. So Lord knows what endeavor we are making, what struggle we are making. Even if we say, my dear Lord, please help me. I really don't want it. I'm struggling so hard. Please help me. The Lord immediately reciprocates. And because he's Paramatma in the heart, he says, okay, this fellow really wants it. Okay, let it be. He will help us to come out of our all these sufferings. Confirm the Lord is situated in every, and thus he is the supreme director. And Prabhupada gives a nice example. For example, in a prohibited area, a habitual drunkard puts forward his application to the director of drinking, and the director considers his case, sanctions only a certain amount of liquor for drinking. Similarly, the whole material world is full of many drunkards in the sense that each and every one of the living entity has something in his mind to enjoy, and everyone desires the fulfillment of his desire very strongly. The Almighty Lord, being very kind to the living entity as the Father is kind to the Son, fulfills the living entity's desire for his childish satisfaction. With such desires in mind, the living entity does not actually enjoy, but he serves the bodily whims unnecessarily without profit. The drunkard does not derive any profit out of drinking, but because he has become the servant of the drinking habit and does not wish to get out of it, the merciful Lord gives him all facilities to fulfill such desires. So when we say why Lord is making this material world, because the living entity wants it. That's all. That is the only reason that is explained. So we want it like that, and Lord is arranging. So this is drunkard. It is not good, but he goes and applies. No, no, I want to drink. Then government says, okay, let it be. You want, you can drink. So, and this is one of the things where the Paramatma is sanctioning. And another important one, Prabhupada writes in second, but the impersonal is recommended that one should become desireless, or in other words, that one should banish desires altogether. This is impossible. That is impossible. No one can manage desire altogether because desiring is a symptom of the living entity. Without having desire, the living entity would be dead, which he is not. Therefore, living conditions and desires go together. Perfection of desires may be achieved when one desires to serve the Lord, and the Lord also desires that every living entity banish all personal desires and cooperate with his desires, with Lord, that means. That is last instruction in Bhagavad Gita. And Brahmaji agreed with it, and therefore he was given the responsibility post of Brahma. And then Prabhupada writes, the Lord as the super soul in the heart of every living being knows what is in the mind of every living entity. No one can do anything without the knowledge of Lord. He only sanctions. Supadrashta Anumanta Bhakta Bhokta Maheshwara. And then Brahma is telling Tatapi na Manasya Nata Nataya Natitam Pravare Yatha Rupe Ji Jnaya Janiyam Tetva Arupinaha. He says that in spite of that, my Lord, I am praying to you to kindly fulfill my desires. May I please be informed how, in spite of your transcendental form, you assume the mundane form, although you have no such form at all. So now Brahma is telling, you know what my question is in my heart. You only understand, but still I am explaining it, my question. Even though you know what I am thinking, but still I'll tell you. This is my question. That how is that you are achieving a material form? I am little confused. What is this form? Is it material? I want to know it. And then he says, please inform me how you by your own self manifest different energies for annihilation, generation, acceptance, and maintenance by combination and fermentation. So this is question. Oh, there are two questions. Okay, we'll take on Monday. Will not have. Tomorrow we are having at 9 o'clock. We are having our how to burn conversation. Other topic. So if somebody interested, they can join. And Monday will not be having. I will be traveling. So Tuesday will again meet the Propal purpose session. Thank you all very much.